Hello everybody, it's Will again, yoga teacher and Tai Chi instructor. Thank you for joining me. It's another series of yoga Tai Chi fusion in our experience of being well for this time of our age and who we are in the midst of all of life that it unfolds. So welcome. It's an honor and privilege to be here today and to teach yoga. Just a couple of housekeeping pieces. As on the website for the Brain Injury Association of North Carolina, there's a disclaimer, a waiver, release of liability. So I ask that you look at that and agree to that before commencing and beginning with our session today. The other thing is that today you all know yourself perhaps better than a healthcare professional or a physician. So if you have an ache or a pain in any part of your body, if you're feeling uncomfortable, if you have a chronic condition that's flared up, if you will, today, be cautious, be conservative, take your time, perhaps even come back to Chair Tadasana, the mountain pose that we're sitting in right now, and I'll guide us into a little bit further. The other thing is that yoga and Tai Chi is a universal inclusion of all wellness domains. So regardless of what journey you might be on, it's an embrace of wellness for each and every one of us. So welcome yoga, welcome movement, welcome Tai Chi, welcome breathing into your life today, and allow it, invite it to meld with who you are in your journey of life. The other thing about yoga and Tai Chi is just simply have fun. Today in our session, we're going to have some great experiences with moving our arms, our legs, our full body. We'll also do some meditation, some chanting, and we'll also just simply create opportunities for growth and exploration. So with that in mind, if at any point you feel uncomfortable, as I said earlier, just come back to Chair Tadasana, come back to mountain pose, and just relax, chill, okay? All right, our class is about an hour, and I'll keep track of time. And what we do in that hour is we enter into Chair Tadasana. We begin our experience with meditation, stillness, quiet. We go on into our full practice. We blend in a little bit of yoga and Tai Chi. And then we come back to meditation, stillness, quiet time at the end. And then we wrap our session up, and all within about an hour. So thank you for this opportunity. Once again, my name is Will. All right, so we're going to begin with Chair Tadasana, chair mountain pose. So you have a chair, plenty of room with your arms and your legs in front of you, and ideally the chair doesn't have armrests. So at some point, whether it's during this session or maybe another session, make sure that it's easier just so that you have movement of your arms from your side, okay? All right, feet are flat on the floor, our toes are pointed straight. Our knees, hands are on your knees are stacked over your ankles, so you can draw a line down to your ankles. Knees now come up, our ankles come up to your knees, and now knees in line with your hip points, right here, your hip points, your hips. Now bring your hands to your hips and gently rock back and forth, side to side, left and right, nice and gentle, nice and easily. And on the next breath cycle, coming back to a neutral spine. Take your hands to your lower back, your kidneys, and this is camel pose. Very gently guide your hands into your kidneys, and your elbows are out wide. That elongates the spine as well as a gentle slight back bend. On your next breath cycle, we slide our hands down into our seat cushion, so our fingertips touch our seat. And now one hand comes to the small of our back between our kidneys, and one hand comes to our belly button. Belly button to spine, belly button zips up to your heart center, as if you're wearing a jacket, zip, zip, zip. Side body long from your sits bones to your shoulder points. Right hand, left shoulder, left hand, right shoulder. This is the dream big pose. We all have dreams deep within the recesses of our heart. So in this experience of dreaming big and inviting the opportunity for the dreams to come true, we're going to blink 3 times with our chin to our chest, but we're holding our hands in this position. On the next breath cycle, exhale, chin to chest. 1, inhale up. Exhale, chin to chest is 2. Inhale up. Exhale, chin to chest is 3. Inhale up. Broad across the collarbones, arms come out to the letter T. Arms come out directly from the side. Gently take flight with your arms up and down, nice and easy. Feeling the freedom of movement, recognizing that our lives are always in movement. We're in perpetual movement forward, everlasting. On the next breath cycle, exhale your hands gently down by your side. Inhale your shoulders to your ears. Roll them back as you exhale and down your back pocket. Inhale your hands up onto your lap. Flip your palms up to receive the grace and blessings of life. So you yourself are present in the world scheme of things. It doesn't have to be a birthday, it doesn't have to be a holiday. You yourself, I am a present. So in that exchange of giving and receiving, we give ourselves of others to others, and we receive others to us. So we give ourselves to others, and we receive ourselves back here to our heart center. So now your palms are facing upward, and you're absorbing energy in this giving and receiving, this ultimate experience of life, the exchange, the ebb and the flow, the yin and the yang, the coming and the going. Here we are, giving and receiving. Now comes the alignment of our back from our sits bones, up our spine, to the small of our neck, to the crown of our head, and gently elevating as if on a golden thread. Shifting our ears over our shoulders. Doorbell your nose in, so just doorbell as if your nose is a doorbell. Bring it in a little bit. And sound effects are welcome. Ding dong, right? Ding dong, doorbell in. And now we have a nice straight spine, and this is the start of Tadasana. Our carriage is strong, so we're anchoring into earth with our feet and ascending with the halo. You can bring your hands to the crown of your head and just gently wear that halo and elevate upward with your spine. So we're grounding and ascending in our spine, in our alignment. These are really structural poses that are continuous through all yoga poses, as well as into Tai Chi poses that we'll be doing. So now we've set up our carriage. You are invited to close your eyes. I like to close my eyes as we enter into meditation. So in the transition from our carriage, our integrity, our body structure, we just turn inwardly on that journey of life. That journey of life is the ebb and the flow, the comings and the goings of your breath cycle. So we take a moment here and reflect and retune into our awareness and the feeling and the sensation of our breath cycle. The gentle breathing in and the breathing out. The comings and the goings, the heres and the nows, the ebbs and the flows, all within your own breath cycle. My voice is simply a Sherpa, a guide in the journey. It's not a destination, it's a journey. It's an experience of one step, one breath, every moment, every time. So take a few moments here and now and just feel the presence of stillness. The atmosphere of welcoming, calm, peace, shanti, shalom, serenity. Take a few moments here in the ebb and the flow just to observe your breath cycle in a natural, casual, easy fashion. Breathing in and breathing out. Slowly, deliberately, with intention and purpose, we find meaning in the power of our breath cycle. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Breathing in and out. Nice and easy. Take a few moments here and now into your own stillness as I silence my voice. And in a few moments I'll read a passage about love is everlasting. And that's our theme today. Love is everlasting. So take a few moments and just feel the rhythm of your own breath cycle in the stillness of quiet meditation, silence, prayer, contemplation, awareness, mindful being. Just be here, be now, be present. And breathe. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Today's message is love is friendship that has caught fire. Love is friendship that has caught fire. It takes root and grows, one day at a time. Love is quiet understanding, mature acceptance of imperfection. Love never steers us in the wrong direction. Love is everlasting. It lifts us up. It makes us look up. It makes us better than who we were before. Love is everlasting. Awakening, feeling refreshed, feeling rejuvenated in your spirit, your mind, and body. We begin to wiggle the fingers on our hands and the toes on our feet. On the next breath cycle, we drop our hands off our knees and inhaling our hands up and over our head, clapping above our head. And the first chanting word as we bring our thumb knuckles to our heart center, the first chanting word is the word love. Love. Inhaling your hands up and over your head, clapping above your head. The second chanting word is the word is. Inhaling your hands up and over your head, clapping and announcing your arrival in the universe and the world. The third chanting word is the word everlasting. Everlasting. Love is everlasting in our spirit, our mind, and our body. Welcome love and share love in your heart and to the world. The chanting bells are rung 3 times in the power of the spirit, the mind, and the body coming together to form one for our wellness, your wellness, and the wellness of all people, all of humanity. May we find peace, peace, peace. Shanti, shanti, shanti. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Love is everlasting. Pausing, believing, breathing, we bow forward to each other and say, Namaste. Namaste, everyone. Good to see you. Good to see you. An honor always. Namaste is Sanskrit for the light in me honors the light in you. It's a universal hello, a greeting, a handshake of wellness from my life to your life. That's what Namaste means. So welcome, Namaste. All right, we're going to start with our head, work our way down to our toes. We'll do arms, we'll do legs, we'll do full body poses. We'll integrate some Tai Chi into our classes. So, we'll just do some creative poses. A lot of these poses are actually 2,000 to 5,000 years old. but I do throw a few in there that are not and that I've made up myself. And those are about 10 years old. But here we go. Hands are on your knees. Inhale, grow tall and long. On the next breath cycle, tuck your chin into your chest. Look down at your toes. Hold your pose and keep breathing. Gaze is focusing on your toes, right between your toes there. Holding the pose, keep breathing. On your next breath cycle, inhale, rise up, look up towards the light. Feel the warmth of the sun on your cheeks. On the next breath cycle, tuck your chin into your chest, look down at your toes and hold your pose. And as you do so, lift your heels up off the ground. So your heels come off the ground, your toes are on the ground. On the next breath cycle, your heels come down onto the ground and your toes come off the ground and your gaze looks up towards the light again. Feel the warmth on your cheeks on a warm, sunny day. On the next breath cycle, your chin comes down, your gaze looks down, and your toes look down, come down to the ground. So you're flat on the floor with your feet, and your gaze is looking down. We're going to shift our shoulders, swing our chin over to our right shoulder as we do half circles with our chin. So gently swing your chin over to your right shoulder, looking down. And now swing it back forward to center, and now look over the left shoulder, down. And so very gently, swinging your head very slowly and deliberately, nice and easily, just warming up the spine and the body and the head. We're just swiveling our head to the left and then to the right, and to the right and then to the left. And on the next breath cycle, we come back to center, looking down, and very gently inhale, look up towards me, towards my heart center, and breathe. Breathe, breathe, breathe. On the next breath cycle, very gently look over your right shoulder as you turn your head to your right shoulder. Take your right hands to the left side of your chin. With fingertips only, guide your chin over your shoulder a smidge more, just a little bit more. Gentle fingertips only. Hold your pose, keep breathing. Elongate the spine upward as you turn to the right. On the next breath cycle, release your hand bind. Head comes back to neutral. Gently look over your left shoulder. Hold your pose, keep breathing, and now take your left hand to the side of the chin. Guide your chin over a smidge more, fingertips only. On your next breath cycle, release your hand bind, head comes back to neutral. Inhale, grow tall and long. One more neck, head exercise. We're going to take our right hand out to the side, fingertips pointing down, palms down. Now, tilt your left ear to your left shoulder, and your left hand comes up and out and over, fingertips only, to the side of your head, to the right side of your ear. Fingertips gently, stretching from your right fingertips to your left elbow, a side body, side neck. On the next breath cycle, release your head and hand bind. Head comes back to neutral. Left hand out to the side, right hand comes up and over, tilting the right ear closer to the right shoulder. Hold your pose, keep breathing and believing. On the next breath cycle, inhale, release your hand bind, head comes back to neutral. Exhale, your hands gently down by your side. Shimmy out your shoulders, elbow to shoulder to wrist rotates, or I should say shoulder to elbow to wrist. That's a Tai Chi movement. Shoulder, elbow, wrist movement here as one arm goes forward and the other one goes back. And now go in the opposite direction. So it's the shoulder, elbow, wrist, shoulder, elbow, wrist. On the next breath cycle, we come back to neutral. Yogi marching toes, meaning pitter-patter your feet on the ground. Spirit wave your hands. And come back to neutral. That's just a transition movement to get the blood flowing and get the chi and the energy moving again. All right, we're going to do an ancient pose called cats and cows. Sound effects are welcome. So we're going to arch our back on the exhale, arching our back to the back of the chair on the exhale, tucking your chin into your chest, looking down at your toes. And this is cat pose. Sound effects are welcome if you wish to. Meow. Hands come to the inside of the knees, elbows out wide. We're going to support our lower back and our belly. As our heart center comes over our knees, we look up towards the light, towards the sky, and we have cow pose. Moo. Arch your back to the back of the chair, back to cat pose. Holding your pose, keep breathing. Finding a rounding of the shoulders here as you look down towards your toes. So from your right hand to your neck to your left hand, there's a U-shape fashion. On the next breath cycle, fingertips come to the inside of your knees, elbows out wide, supporting your lower back. Lead with your heart center, look up towards the light, feel the warmth, and we have cow pose. And on the next breath cycle, we're going to melt the heart towards our knees on a forward fold, supporting your lower back with your hands on your knees. You're going to look down towards your toes and melt your heart towards your knees, and the crown of your head, the top of your head, is coming towards the front of the room. Holding your pose, keep breathing. Now on the next breath cycle, we're going to swing our shoulders to the right side of the room and then back behind us. Going to do full body roll, swinging over to the left side and now swinging forward. So we swing over to the right and back, left and forward. Now at your own pace, your own gentle circular fashion, you can do wide circles, you can do small circles. It's your journey, your experience. Just allow, invite movement, give permission to yourself. And now on the next breath cycle, swing in the opposite direction. So we go left to back to right and forward. So feel that orientation of a new circle, a new destination, a new compass point, a new orientation, finding your true north in this circular fashion. Has significant meaning in all aspects of our life. And on the next breath cycle and spiral forward. Inhaling, grow tall and long, yogi marching toes, spirit wave your hands. Beautiful. Going to transition from arms to legs here. Arms come straight out to robot arms. Thumbs are up, palms are facing each other. And now cross your elbows over each other as you give yourself a big old hug. Rock back and forth, side to side, feeling the cooling, calming, relaxing experience of this gentle rock. We're returning back to that time of being a child and experience that gentle caress of a loved one, perhaps now even at this point in time ourselves. So feel the self-love of kindness, gentleness, being accepted on who you are, where you are in your journey. On the next breath cycle, come back to neutral. Now pay attention to which arm is on top. That arm is now going to be on the bottom as we inhale, expand. Exhale, cross your elbows the opposite way. And once again, find the duality of life, the yin, the yang, the polar opposites, integrating in this hug, this experience of self-love, acceptance, joy, and happiness. On the next breath cycle, come back to neutral. Inhale, expand outward. Palm touches opposite elbow. Inhale, elbows and forearms up over your head. Reaching with your elbows and forearms up. This is where your belly button comes into your spine and your belly button comes up to your heart center as you elongate the spine from your elbows to your sits bones to your heels. On the next breath cycle, exhale your hands down by your side, your forearms down by your belly, I should say. And now rock back and forth with your elbows, caressing and caring for the child within each of us. Within each of us is that child that's inviting itself to play and dance and sing and song and recognizing that innocence of life as a child, as a baby. And there we are as adults here, cradling that inner self of child with love, acceptance, joy. Coming back to neutral, inhaling your hands straight up over your head, Palms now release up towards the ceiling. Fingertips up. Hold your pose, keep breathing. On the next breath cycle, arms come out to the letter T from the shoulder point. And now look over your right fingertips. Hold your pose, keep your arms static, keep breathing. On the next breath cycle, head comes back to neutral, and now your gaze looks over your left shoulder, your left fingertips. Hold your pose, keep breathing, focus in on Adristha, a focal point, that tip of the index finger perhaps. On the next breath cycle, head comes back to neutral, exhale your hands down by your side. Shimmy at your shoulders, just roll them out a little bit more, nice and easy. And now go in the opposite direction. And very gently yogi marching toes, spirit wave your hands, just getting a little blood flowing. As I said, we're going to alternate arms and legs. We're going to take the right leg out. We're going to hold our hands though on our hips. We'll take our right leg out, lead with your heel, flex your toe to your nose. You can lift your leg up as high as you wish to go. It could be straight out from your hip, or it could be lower down to the ground. You could be touching the ground with your heel. So different options. Lift your leg up as high as you wish to go. Point your toe and flex it to the nose. Point the toe and flex to the nose. Point the toe and flex. Exhale the leg down. Beautiful. Let's try the left leg. Lead with the heel. Once again, now we do a point and a flex. A point and a flex. A point and a flex. Exhale the leg down. Yogi marching toes, spirit wave your hands. Inhale your arms to cactus arms, so your arms come straight out from the shoulder. Palms now are facing forward. Fingertips are up. And we're simply going to do a clench and a flick, clench, flick, clench, flick. Out to the letter T, clench, flick, clench, flick, clench, flick. Down by the side, clench, flick, clench, flick, clench, flick, release. Shake it out, spirit wave your hands. Taking that right leg out again. Hands are on your hips, gives it something to do, right? Right leg out. And now we're going to point our toes and do circles. So draw circles with your toes right out there in front of you. The circle means, the alpha, the omega, the beginning, the end. It brings continuity. It brings out continuity. And now cycle in the opposite direction. It brings full closure and circular motion. And it really allows us to find our new direction in life. It's a compass. And bring that leg back down. Take the left leg out, point your toes, and cycle in one direction. Trying to keep a straight leg as best as you can. And then cycle in the other direction. And on the next breath cycle, release and shake it out. Yogi marching toes. Let's come back to our hands. Arms come straight out in front of us. Palms are facing forward. Fingertips are up. Fingertips are down. Fingertips are up. Fingertips down. Fingertips up. Fingertips down, fingertips up, fingertips out to the side, fingertips inward, fingertips out to the side, fingertips inward, fingertips out to the side, fingertips inward, fingertips up. Now, bend your elbows, the back side of your hands come to your shoulder points, elbows to your side body. Grow tall and long in your spine. And on the next breath cycle, push forward, inhale. Exhale, back side of your hands come to your shoulder points. Now tuck your elbows into your side body and grow tall from your sits bones to your shoulder points, to your shoulders. And your elbows are tucked in. And now push forward. And once again, exhale, back side of the hands come into the shoulder points. Elbows tight in, grow tall and long in your spine. Gaze looks forward, doorbell your nose in. And now push forward. And on the next breath cycle, exhale your hands, shake it out. That is called chaturanga, a pose, and then also just loosening up our wrists. There's other wrist movements that we'll be doing that are different in Tai Chi. All right, let's go back to our leg, okay? So we're gonna bring the right knee into the chest, holding on to the knee in front or underneath to support the leg. So I take my hands to the front of the knee, and now we have the leg up off the ground. We flex our toe, the right toe to the nose, and now we do ankle rotations in one direction, nice and gentle, and ankle rotations in the opposite direction. And now take your hands underneath your knee or your leg if you haven't done that already. And you're supporting your leg up. And now we're going to pivot from the knee down to the ankle and turn from the knee in one gentle direction. So the swivel really is from the knee versus the ankle. The ankle may want to join up too. And now cycle in the other direction. A lot of this experience here is kind of like Simon Says, as I just demonstrate and verbally articulate, share the pose with you. On the next breath cycle, exhale the leg down. Yogi marching toes, get some blood flowing again. Let's take that left leg up. Hold on to the knee in front or underneath. We're going to do the ankle first. Flex your toe to your nose. This is bellows pose as you bring your knee into the chest. And now ankle rotations in one direction and ankle rotations in the other direction. This is where I hear the Rice Krispie cereal sound, snap, crackle, and pop. And on the next breath cycle, take your hands underneath your knee and just gently from the knee to your lower leg to your ankle, we're going to make circles from that knee in one direction, and now cycle in the opposite direction. On your next breath cycle, release that leg and shake it out. Beautiful. Now we did the ankle, we did the knee, and now we're going to do the hip on both sides. So what we're going to do is take our left hand to the hip, our right hand to the front of the right knee, and lift that up. Bellows pose. And now it's from that hip, that right hip, that we're going to swivel the leg out in a circle and then back in the opposite direction. So here we go. On the next breath cycle, inhale up, exhale. Just follow the natural flow of your breath cycle as the leg spirals outward and back in, outward and back in, outward and back in. And on the next breath cycle, cycle in the opposite direction, nice and gentle. Beautiful, everybody. Sweet. On the next breath cycle, coming back to neutral, exhale that leg down. Beautiful. Taking your right hand to your right hip, left hand to the knee, lifting that leg up. And now you know what we're going to do. We're going to swing that leg and that hip out, mobilizing it, increasing the range of motion in the ball and socket joint, nice and gentle. Go as wide or as small as you wish to go. It's all about your choice. So while I am a guide in the journey and cycle in the opposite direction in these Yoga Tai Chi fusion classes, you are the ultimate experience of movement in the class, okay? And on the next breath cycle, coming back to neutral and releasing the leg and shaking it out. Beautiful, well done, well done. All right, let's do a full body experience. This is eagle pose. We're going to do eagle pose and resting eagle. So eagle arms and eagle legs. So we'll start with eagle legs first. So you can cross the right ankle over the left or the right knee over the left knee. So right ankle over the left or right knee over left knee. So you can go like this here or knee over ankle, knee over knee. I'm going to prefer this one today. And it's just a matter of what you feel is important today. So I could be doing this differently tomorrow in our class, but it could be even different than what it might look next week. Arms come out to cactus arms, palms forward, fingertips up. On the next breath cycle, we exhale, palms and elbows to touch. Inhale, fingertips up. Exhale, elbows to your belly. Inhale, fingertips up. Open your hands like a petal. And now snap them shut. And now elbow to your knee connection. Fingertips forward towards the front of the room. And now look down at your elbow and knee connection. And this is resting eagle pose. Hold your pose, keep breathing, believing. It's a relaxation pose, it's a forward fold, it's a bit of a twist too with your legs in bind. On the next breath cycle, as the eagle has rested, it takes flight and soars. Inhaling, upward we go with our hands. Hands release, taking flight, soaring, release the legs out, and hands come down by your side. Yogi marching toes, well done, eagle pose. Eagle, resting eagle, taking flight. We're going to do it on the opposite side, just slightly different because the legs are crossed. Now you can cross the ankles or the knees, so I'm going to cross the left knee over the right. Arms come out to cactus arms. Palms and elbows touch. On the next breath cycle, inhale, fingertips up. Exhale, elbows to your belly. On the next breath cycle, inhale, fingertips up like an eagle's beak is another analogy. And snap it shut. And now elbows to your knees, fingertips forward. Look down at your elbow and knee connection. Hold the pose, keep breathing and believing. And take flight, inhaling, rising up with your hands, releasing hands and arms and legs, and taking flight. And landing and shaking it out. Well done, well done. All right, we're going to do a full body pose here. This is an ancient childhood experience of connecting to that childhood song called Row, Row, Row Your Boat. It's really an excellent song. It has a lot of deep meaning. We're going to just sing the stanza. And in that regard, we're going to go forward in propelling our rowboat forward and go backwards, recognizing movement in our lives from our childhood to ourselves as adults, and looking at that as a continuum of life journey. So recognizing that you are the captain of your own ship in your journey of life. We do take a wider stance with our legs, so it's not necessarily Tadasana legs. We take a wider stance because we're going to really grab into that boat with our feet. Arms come out in front of us, holding the oars of the rowboat. Elbows are out wide. So we have a great stance with our arms and our torso, and our wide stance with our legs. We're going to go forward in a chorus of row, row, row your boat, and then backwards in a chorus. I'm going to go from the belly forward as well as our arms coming forward. So here we go. Just kind of follow along. Here we go. Ready? Me, 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 me. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Go the other way. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Well done, well done. Nice job, everybody. Yeah, cool. I know, sometimes it's a little bit silly, but you know, you've got to take a wide range and expand outward in life. Sometimes you just simply got to take a risk and really move towards an uncomfortable zone, a place where you're not really usually at. And then also, can you come back in? Let's actually do that pose right now. And let's try this out. So this is a pose of expansion. So hands come to prayer namaste position. Interlock your fingertips. Push forward with your palms of your hands. Fingertips, pinkies up, thumbs are down. And on the next breath cycle, inhale your fingertips and your palms up towards the sky. This is just a side body stretch, elongation. And now flip your knuckles towards the ceiling. So flip your hand orientation. So your knuckles are up, your palms are towards your halo at the top of your head. On the next breath cycle, release your hand, but hands come out to the side, holding the universe on your hands, between your hands, on your shoulders. The world is on your shoulders. And recognizing this, we shift back and forth, left and right, feeling the movement of the world on our shoulders. And recognizing that we don't always want to keep that world and the burden of life and the challenges of life, our own lives, on our shoulders. We're going to release it down. And just release your hands and arms down. So hold the world on your shoulders, the cares, the burdens, the challenges, the difficulties, and on the next breath cycle, release them down. And shake it out. Now expanding that bubble that we live in, so that pose just releases the cares of the world, your world, my world, out to the universe. Lifts it off our shoulders. Now we're going to expand ourselves into a greater realm. Remember that idea of taking risks. So hands come to heart center, and now very gently arms come out to cactus arms. And now from this position, our palms come out to the side. So the left side, the right side, and very gently, once again, just push back and forth on that bubble. We all sometimes live in this bubble that we live in, and we come into contact, and one bubble touches the other bubble, and we bounce off each other, and there's this sense of boundaries and relationships and defining oneself. And this allows us to take a risk by expanding the bubble that we live in. So as we rock back and forth in this movement, in this gentle fashion, we're taking that risk of recognizing that we are expanding and developing. On the next breath cycle, come back neutral with our hands and our body. Hands come to prayer, namaste. This is the grounding, rooting pose, remember, of Chair Tadasana? It's a settling pose. It's a relaxation pose. It's a pose of ease. On the next breath cycle, release your hand bind. Head comes back to neutral. And yogi marching toes, spirit wave your hands. Wonderful, wonderful. Now our theme today is love is everlasting. And as I said in our reflection time, it's an expansive journey of connecting from oneself to another person, a greater whole, a higher power. That's what love is. And now we're going to set, however, our intention in our practice today. So our theme today is love is everlasting. Our intention is sending good energy from your heart center to the universe. And in particular, thinking about an individual or group of people. So we're going to do that in several different ways here. And this is called the sun salutation pose sequence. And it is modified. And it has a little change up and accommodation. So hands come to heart center, prayer namaste position. Elbows are out wide. This is Chair Tadasana with prayer namaste hands. Now you're going to open up your storybook, your storyline, this book that is who you are all about. Now bring your elbows into your side, buddy, and as you do so, the thumbs are at your heart center, and open your hands like a book. There's the palms facing forward, and that's the new pages of your storyline, your new book. And this is your journey, your story. So on those new pages right there, we're going to start to think of someone important in our lives. Maybe it's a group of people. Maybe it's the world as a whole. And in that capacity, just sending good energy, good karma, good thought, good positive energy, uplifting thoughts and prayer, contemplation, rejoicing. Taking that idea of that person or group of people, we cocoon our hands around that idea of good energy, insulating it, and now we're going to take it from our heart to the universe through 3 sun salutation. As our fingertips rise up above our chin, past our nose, above our head, reaching up with our fingertips. Now the backside of our hands come forward, the thumbs come, backside of our hands touch and the thumbs come forward. And now we swan dive, arms come out towards the letter T, heart center comes forward towards the knees, fingertips come to the knees, the shins, the ankles, or the floor, and very gently do a forward fold. Hold your pose, keep breathing and looking down at your toes. Feel this deep forward fold, the forward bend. Now just gently shift your knees left and right, side to side, feeling the energy, movement. On the next breath cycle, coming back to neutral, pushing down into the four corners of the feet. Gently slide your hands up your shins to your knees and rising your hands up. Inhaling with hope and infinite grace, clapping above your head. Exhale your hands, your thumb knuckles to your heart center. That's one flow of sun salutation. Inhaling, rising up. Back side of the hands touch, swan dive, arms come out towards the letter T, heart center to your knees, forward fold. Hands to your knees, your shins, your feet, maybe right on into the ground, and just hold the pose. Rock your knees left and right. Feel a little bit of movement in your lower back. On the next breath cycle, coming back to neutral, pushing down into the four corners of the feet with infinite hope and rising elevation. We clap above our head. Exhale your hands to heart center. Beautiful. One more flow here in the sun salutation modified. Inhaling, rising up. Back side of the hands touch. Swan dive. Lead with the heart towards your knees. Fingertips to your shoelaces, your shins. Forward fold. Rock back and forth, loosening up your lower back as the knees swivel left and right very gently. Tuck your chin into your chest. Look down at your toes. And on the next breath cycle, coming back to neutral, rising up, reaching up, inhaling up, clapping above your head. Exhale your hands to heart center. Pause and believe and breathe as we transition here to two other demonstrative ways or demonstrated ways of that power of the heart center to the cosmos and setting that energy out with good intention. We take our right hand to the heart and the left hand swings out to the side, to the letter T. But your palm is facing forward on that left side. Now all we're going to do here is exchange one hand to the heart and one hand out to the side. And as we do so in those movements, we're going to do it 6 times. And each time we're going to say an important word of movement from the heart to the universe. And the first word, the first call and response, so you just repeat after me. So the first word is send forth, send out, listen, give voice, breathe, and believe. One hand over the other at your heart. Hold your pose, keep breathing. And the final destination here is taking your hands straight out in front of you. There's your intention right there in the palm. Elevate it upwards nice and gently. Tuck your chin into your chest. And once again, this is an offering of gratitude. And we're going to start off with the call and response. And the first word is gratitude. The second word is grace. And the third word is blessing. On the next breath cycle, bring your hands to heart center, pause and breathe and believe, setting your intention into the universe, and release and shake it out. Yogi marching toes. Wonderful, wonderful. So what I invite you to do is during the course of the remaining portion of the day and until the next session that we have, think of that intention all throughout your life. Every few minutes, every hour, just cue yourself, remind yourself of sending good positive energy towards that intention, as well as integrating the theme today, which is love is everlasting. Wonderful. We're going to do a little bit of a Tai Chi experience here in different fashions. So we're going to just bring our arms straight out to robot arms, but our palms are going to be facing down. And what we're going to do is try to keep our arms straight, but it's the wrist that's going to make circles in one direction. This is a little bit of what's called reeling silk exercises. So the arms are straight, but the wrists are spinning outward and in, outward and in, outward and in. Now go the opposite direction, inward and outward, inward and outward. Beautiful. Inward and outward. And on the next breath cycle, release and shake it out. Hands come to the side. We're going to do a gentle spinal twist here in our Tai Chi fusion experience. And we're just going to turn to the right with our body and then turn to the left very gently. So imagine there's a rod connecting from your crown of your head to sit bone, right? Basically your spinal column. And all we're going to do is just pivot from that column over to the right. So our hands can gently move over in that direction as our gaze looks right. And very gently looking over towards the left with the other side. So just feel this movement from the core, from your belly, from your heart center to your shoulders, that spinal twist, even with the chin turning. So there's gentle movement here in one direction. And gentle movement in the opposite direction. And on the next breath cycle, come back to neutral. Yogi marching toes, spirit wave your hand, just gentle transition. We're going to gather energy here. We're going to gather energy from the sun, the air and the water at the horizon, and then the earth. So 3 collection areas, technically 4 collection areas. And it's just gathering energy, collecting energy from the universe, the earth, the stars, the universe, the earth, and just bringing it into our heart center. You may have heard of the word burnout, and that's just feeling exhausted and tired. This pose really invites that energy back in, recharges the battery. We're like an electric car. We're plugging into the universal source of energy, your higher power, and bringing that energy to fill up the reserve. So you have that resiliency, that ability to flex and go with the flow and to bounce back. So you're inviting more energy to fill up, to bounce back, and feel the energy forward. So this is called gathering, collecting energy from the sun. We're going to do it 3 times in each position. So hands come at heart center to your chi, your energy source between your belly and your heart center. And just hold this beach ball of energy. And we're going to swirl our hands around it, polishing it gently, as if it's a beautiful crystal ball, a gentle energy ball, swirling your hands, getting your elbows around, involved here. And then on the next breath cycle, coming back to neutral. We're going to gather energy from the earth, from the sun. Here we go. Hands come above our head as their hands, palms facing upward, above our shoulders, above our head. And now they orient towards the light, towards the sun. Feel the warmth of the sun on your hands, collecting energy, gathering energy. Now twinkle your fingertips like rays of sunshine, and now your hands and your elbows, from your shoulders, that energy comes filtering down through the clouds. Once again, we're going to gather energy from the sun, palms face up, and it's from the shoulders to the elbows to the wrists that we expand upward and orient our palms up towards the light, towards the sun. And on the next breath cycle, fingertips sparkle, come back to heart center. And on the next breath cycle, rise once again back up, nice and gentle. Hands come above your head, feeling the warmth, feeling the energy. And now fingertips sparkle, twinkle, bringing the energy down like rays of sunshine through the clouds. And on the next breath cycle, swivel that energy around nice and gentle, nice and easily. Going to gather energy from the air and the water at the horizon, your destiny, your horizon point. Hands come to heart center. Now thumbs come down, so it's thumb to pinky, thumb comes down, pinky comes up, and we expand outward with our palms out to the side. And now it's pinky to thumb as we rotate our thumbs up, and we bring that energy swooping from the horizon point, the air and the water at the horizon, back into your heart and down. Hands come back up towards heart center. Thumb to pinky down. Pinkies are up, sweep back. Pinky to thumb comes up. And now bring the energy back in to your heart, head down. One more time, up we go. Spiral, outward, hands, arms from the shoulders. Thumbs come up. Bring the energy, gathering, collecting back in, filling the reserve, swiveling your energy. So we've gathered energy from the sun, the air and the water, and now the earth. So hands come at heart center, palms facing forward. Push in, push out I should say, and place those seeds in the soil. Fingertips come into the rich, abundant soil. Pull in, rake in the harvest, the abundance. Push forward with your hands from your shoulders to your elbows, extending out. Fingertips come in. Rake the energy in. Abundant harvest. Gently, one more time. Palms come forward. Really just elongate those arms. Fingertips into the rich soil. Gently bring the energy back into your heart center. Feel it settled. Swivel your hands around nice and gentle, nice and easily. Making that energy ball smaller and smaller. And we're going to bring that energy right into our belly button with the left hand and then the right hand over it, holding your pose in this fashion, elongating the spine, growing tall, anchoring from the halo to your feet. Continue and observe your breath cycle and breathe. Breathe, breathe, breathe. On your next breath cycle, release your hands from your belly, from your chi, your energy source. Yogi marching toes, spirit wave your hands. Just once again, a wonderful transition experience. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So we're going to kind of bring our practice to a closure and come back into meditation. So we've integrated a bit of yoga and Tai Chi all throughout our practice. They do come from different schools of thought. They come from different world areas. But here in our world of wellness, we integrate them for your own goodness. So that's what this whole experience is about the yoga and the Tai Chi infusing together. So what we're going to do now is just close our circuits out. We're going to bring our arms out to cactus arms. Palms are facing forward. And now we have our thumb to pinky touch, holding your thumb and pinky here together, closing the circuits, the meridians here. Elbows are out wide. On the next breath cycle, flick out your fingertips. Whoop. Now it's the thumb to ring finger. Touch. Hold your pose, keep breathing. And flick open. Whoop. Thumb and middle finger. Hold your pose, keep breathing. Believing. And flick open. Whoop. Thumb and index finger, you know where we're at. Hold your pose, keep breathing. On the next breath cycle, flick out. Whoop. All fingers touch. Flick out. Whoop. All fingers touch. Wrist rotations in one direction. Wrist rotations in the opposite direction. All fingers out to the side. And walk like an emu, back and forth, side to side with your arms until you come down to your seat area. And yogi marching toes, spirit wave your hands. Beautiful. So that energy just discharges and allows it to come back in, reverberate with energy. So it just also collects and connects us to our circuitry. Now we're going to come back to a gentle meditation here. So we're coming back to Tadasana. Feet are flat on the floor and the toes are pointed straight. You know the different cue points from earlier, but your knees are stacked over your ankles. Knees are in line with your hips. Grounding into your sits bones, side on the left and right side. And now from your hips to your shoulder points, you elevate upward. One hand to your lower back, one hand to your belly. Belly button to your spine, belly button zips up to your heart center, zip up your jacket. Float your side body long, hands to your side body. Right hand, left shoulder, left hand, right shoulder. Broad across the collarbones, arms come out to the letter T. Exhale, your hands gently down by your side. Inhale your shoulders to your ears, roll them back and down your back pocket. Inhale your hands up onto your lap. Flip your palms up to receive the gifts and the presence of life. Enjoy the comings and the goings of the gifts, receiving and sharing. The alignment of the back and the neck and the head elevating to the golden light. The halo that we wear is illuminating and elevating. Shifting our ears over our shoulders, and we doorbell our nose. That just keeps a straight spine in the back of the head by the occipital lobe to the neck, cervical area. And now just feel that uplifting and the grounding. And when your constitution and your integrity is strong, your carriage is strong, you just refocus in on your breath, the awareness of the breath in and through your nose, the breathing in and the breathing out. You're invited to close your eyes if you wish, or keep your eyes open. It's a call, it's an invitation, it's a decision that you make. If your eyes are closed, focus in on the many colors that come before you. If your eyes are open, just soften the gaze and look and focus in on a drishti, a focal point. But just in that focal points, whether your eyes are closed or open, you're focusing the awareness and the feeling and the sensation of your breath cycle. Carrying it through your day and through your movements, breathing and noticing and observing, witnessing. Take a few moments here and notice and witness and observe your breath cycle. Feeling the calm, soothing experience of happiness, bliss, tranquility, serenity. All through the power of the breath cycle. Take a few moments here and now and just breathe. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Breathing in, breathing out. Slowly, deliberately, with intention and purpose, we find meaning in the power of our breath cycle. Being here, being now, being present. Take a few moments here and now and just breathe. Breathe, breathe, breathe. In a few moments I'll read that passage again and reconnect us to our theme, and then we'll also conclude our session with the chanting. Breathe. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Love is friendship that has caught fire. Love is friendship that has caught fire. It takes root and grows, one day at a time. Love is quiet understanding and mature acceptance of imperfections. Love never steers us in the wrong direction. Love is elevating. It lifts us up. It makes us look up. It makes us better than who we were before. Love is everlasting. Awakening, feeling refreshed, feeling rejuvenated in your spirit, your mind, and your body, we begin to move the fingers on our hands and the toes on our feet. With greater movement and ease, we drop our hands off our knees and inhaling our hands up and over our head, clapping above our head. The first chanting word as we bring our thumb knuckles to our heart center. The first chanting word is the word love. Love. Inhaling your hands up and over your head, clapping above your head. The second chanting word is the word is. Inhaling your hands up and over your head, clapping above your head, announcing your arrival in the presence of the world. The third chanting word is the word everlasting. everlasting. Love is everlasting. It welcomes the spirit and the mind and the body together to form one, the wellness, the unity of the Trinity, your wellness realm. The chanting bells are rung 3 times in the power of the spirit, the mind, and the body, your wellness realms coming together to form one. Love is everlasting. Pausing, believing, breathing, we bow forward to each other and say Namaste. Peace with you. Shanti. Shalom. Peace. 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 Wonderful class, everybody. Thank you so much. What a wonderful experience. Allow the glow, the energy to flow through the day today, reconnecting, feeling, witnessing, observing the movement, the breath, and just allow the glow of the experience of movement to come into you today and just settle in. Thank you. It's always an honor and privilege to join up here and provide these opportunities of movement and wellness. Once again, my name is Will, and thank you so much. I'll see you next time. Be well. Bye-bye.